A warm welcome to the show. This time we're turning our attention to Poland's presence at the World Expo in Osaka, Japan. The expo has just drawn to a close after 6 months of exhibitions and events exploring the theme Designing Future Society for Our Lives. It's been a global celebration of innovation, sustainability and culture, bringing together ideas and creativity from every corner of the world. Countries from every continent gathered to present their vision for a better future, including Poland, which had its own national award-winning pavilion. It highlighted Polish creativity, technology and cultural heritage. Here's more.
A wave of Polish creativity has hit Japan. The Osaka Expo 2025 concluded last week. 6 months of art, artisanship and state-of-the-art architecture coming out of 161 nations participating. There, Poland joined an elite group of countries which opted for a self-built detached pavilion. The architectural design was developed by a Polish-Spanish duo who meticulously crafted it to resemble a wave, the wave of Polish creativity.
We knew that the form cannot be banal. It needs to really distinguish within all the pavilions that will be within the venue.
And in this pavilion, it's inviting you to discover it. While you are walking, you will start to discover more and more, and naturally will lead you around the project.
The design of a distinctive wooden facade, based on the Kigumi Koho wood joining technique, is a tribute to both Polish and Japanese architectural traditions.
Pavilion is made for Japan, and wood is not only the material of the future, but also wood, it's really deeply rooted in the construction tradition of Japan.
The building itself spans close to 1,000 square meters, spread across 3 floors and a terrace. Each of the rooms has a different theme, varying from traditional arts and crafts, natural landscapes and innovative instruments to modern video games.
This is a place where heritage meets the future, and where tradition and artisanship meet technology and innovation.
Efforts of the team behind the Poland Pavilion were recognized with a gold medal for exhibition design in the category of self-built pavilions smaller than 1,500 square meters.
With the way our pavilion resembles a wave of creativity, we aim to provoke movement in our visitors, so that they can move into the symbolic heart of our pavilion, where they can experience the music of Chopin, among other things.
One of the most innovative projects in the pavilion is Aura, a unique instrument that combines natural materials with digital technology. Renowned Polish composer and instrumentalist Jerzy Rogiewicz distilled the essence of Frédéric Chopin's works, inspired by folk music and sounds of nature. The installation Cloud draws inspiration from Polish folk decorations known as spiders, part of the handicraft traditions of many regions in Poland. And then there is Spirit Plant, an installation that develops a unique herb for each person. In a visually stimulating way, it brings visitors into the ancient world of rituals and beliefs related to plant life.
I like it very much that the plants can match your personality, and I like how clean everything is, how pretty this building is.
Frédéric Chopin's music was present across the exhibition. The Nest Zone was inspired by the open-air Chopin concerts held at the Royal Baths Park in Warsaw every summer. Visitors could experience several of the composer's iconic piano pieces through headphones. Piano recitals were held at the Poland Pavilion 3 times a day. Chopin's compositions were performed by renowned pianists, including contestants from the world-famous Chopin competition. Over the course of 184 days, the Poland Pavilion was visited by more than 1 million people.
Now let's zoom in on the cultural side of the expo. Things kicked off with a vibrant tribute to Polish modernism, highlighting the country's lasting impact on global art and design. Adding a unique cross-cultural touch, Japanese artist Hitch unveiled a stunning mural in one of Osaka's neighborhoods. It was inspired by Indian summer by the renowned Polish painter Józef Chełmoński, a beautiful symbol of artistic dialogue between Poland and Japan.
More than 29 million people visited World Expo 2025 between April and October. But the enormous exhibition site at Osaka's Umeshima Island was not the only place to experience Polish art and culture. The Polish team organized several week-long events covering everything from sport and science to art and culture.
How do you say Poland in Japanese?
Polando.
Polando?
Yeah.
Polish Culture Week opened with a celebration of Polish modernism. In one of Osaka's neighborhoods, Japanese artist Hitch unveiled a mural inspired by Indian summer, a painting by one of Poland's most prominent painters, Józef Chełmoński.
The original painting was so perfect with perfect composition and color that I wondered if I would be able to recreate it. I took Chełmoński's original painting and added my own style, aiming to create an artwork that passers-by would notice. I tried my best to create a painting that would be beautiful at just one glance.
Next on the program was The Peasants' Dance, an immersive performance that brought centuries-old Polish folk music and dance into the 21st century.
Muzykę, którą zabieramy ze sobą do Japonii.
The music we're bringing to Japan fits many labels, but in its heart it's Polish folk. But we're not just reusing old music, except for a few songs. This is folk created anew, based on what is ours: Polish, Slavic, ancient.
Immediately following Culture Week, the Polish Jazz Festival took over Osaka. Jazz chanteuse Natalia Kukulska captivated audiences with her platinum-winning project Czułe Struny, or Tender Heartstrings, inspired by the timeless works of Poland's Fryderyk Chopin.
The Polish pavilion is spiral-shaped. It's like a galaxy with a concert hall in the middle. It's not a coincidence. Fryderyk Chopin's music is a universal language, a language in which we, the Polish and the Japanese people, can understand each other.
One of the most unusual exhibitions was Yuriko Sasaoka's tribute to Poland's pioneering scientist Maria Curie-Skłodowska.
Yuriko Sasaoka wanted to show that Maria Skłodowska-Curie was not only a scientist, she was also a mother, she was also a migrant, and she was also a lover. This multi-layered installation was much more inspired by the whole process of life of Maria Skłodowska-Curie, but was also inspired by something else, by the story of the whole family of Maria Skłodowska-Curie.
The undisputable highlight of Poland's Expo participation was Poland's National Day on October 1st, celebrated with a parade that drew a diverse crowd. The official ceremony included representatives from both Polish and Japanese governments, and even a member of the Japanese imperial family, Her Imperial Highness Princess Tsukugo of Takamado. Polish astronaut Sławosz Uznański-Wiśniewski also made an appearance to speak about the experiments he conducted during his mission aboard the International Space Station.
I was selected to be the Polish ambassador of the Polish Pavilion at Expo, and this is the first time I'm here on the Expo stage, and I see a tremendous international interest of Poland and our economic growth.
Poland's Expo program concluded with the concert Polish Constellations, held at the prestigious Osaka Symphony Hall, featuring Polish composer Radzimir Dębski, a group of Polish musicians, and the Japanese Amabile Philharmonic Orchestra. This year, Poland presented its largest ever cultural program at a World Expo exhibition.
Of course, science could not be omitted at the Expo. Visitors in Osaka had the opportunity to learn about outstanding figures of Polish science, such as the double Nobel Prize-winning pioneer, Maria Skłodowska-Curie. Modern-day science communicators were also present, including Polish astronaut Sławosz Uznański-Wiśniewski, who continues to inspire young explorers.
While it was art and culture that dominated Poland's program at Expo, science too had a prominent presence.
Poland is an emerging economy in the area of space and technology. We need a lot of international cooperation.
In April, visitors to the Poland Pavilion participated in Polish Science and Education Days. The event included Polish Women in Science Day, which honored, among others, Maria Skłodowska-Curie, one of history's most recognizable scientists. Later on, astronaut Sławosz Uznański-Wiśniewski showed up in Osaka to bring the focus on Poland's contributions to space exploration. Uznański-Wiśniewski also made an appearance at the Polish-Japanese Investment Forum, where he spoke about Polish-Japanese cooperation in space exploration and met with representatives of the local space industry.
When I was at the space station during the Polish Ignis mission, the commander was Japanese, Takuya Onishi. He personally welcomed me at the International Space Station. I hope one day us Poles will be able to pay it back by welcoming a Japanese astronaut when it's us leading the station.
At the forum, a memorandum of understanding was signed between Polish company Astor and Japanese robotics giant Kawasaki Robotics. Since 2020, the companies have been working together on Astorino, an educational robot based on Astor's design.
Age-wise, I don't think it's just about young people, but we are thinking about increasing the number of people who can consider automation using robots. Astor has developed this educational robot called Astrino, and we plan to work hard together with Kawasaki to solve societal problems like the rapid increase in the elderly population or the shrinking workforce.
The event was an opportunity for industry leaders developing cutting-edge technologies in both countries to meet, exchange ideas and discuss future cooperation.
We are opening Poland to Japanese investment and cooperation, building bridges between businesses to maximize opportunities for the Polish and Japanese economies. Building relationships takes time, months, quarters, sometimes even years. But we have examples. Right, I'll start this all again. Building relationships takes time, months, quarters, sometimes even years. But we have examples showing that through forums like this one, new relationships can be built. The Expo is a great opportunity to talk about business.
Although the Osaka Expo ended on October 13th, Polish-Japanese scientific and business cooperation is on a good track, and even more events are planned in Japan in the coming weeks.
And it's time for Culture Beat. A special event took place at the Warsaw Film School featuring John Moore, a makeup artist who has worked with Hollywood legends like Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., Robert Pattinson and Chris Pratt. To find out what it's really like to work with some of the biggest stars and to inspire future generations of makeup artists, Karolina Szapland went behind the scenes.
Zombie bites or something?
John Moore has spent more than 2 decades transforming actors into some of cinema's most recognizable characters. Now he's in Warsaw, sharing his skills and experience with the next generation of filmmakers, from actors and directors to aspiring makeup artists.
So I hope here I get to inspire a lot of people actually with what I do and help encourage them to move into the industry. It's quite an interesting time, especially with what's happening with AI and VFX, but we still have a strong foothold in filmmaking. So I hope I can relay some of the skills and techniques and the passion that I still have 25 years in.
Aleksandra Waliszewska is an artist whose paintings, full of beauty and horror, dark humor and melancholy, and rich references to art history, captivate fans from all over the world. One of her most devoted admirers is Nick Cave, who was recently photographed attending her latest exhibition in London. Royal gowns and costumes once told stories of identity through clothing. Now it's the fabric itself that speaks. The 18th International Triennial of Tapestry is currently underway in Łódź, the oldest and largest event in the world dedicated to fiber art. For more than half a century, artists from across the globe have been bringing their tapestries, installations and experimental works here every 3 years to show that fabric can be a language of contemporary expression. This year's edition is held under the theme Deconstruction, Reconstruction, an invitation to look closely at the world and, where possible, mend its structure. And that's a wrap for this episode of Pulse of Culture. Thank you for watching and please stay tuned for more.